Hello everyone, Galidorn here. I took a little break from making content over the holidays. I will be back to making some raid ESO content, probably branching out into Watcher of Realms, something like that for a little bit. But over the past couple of days, I decided that I was going to check out Call of Dragons. For those of you who don't know, I'm sure there's really no one watching who doesn't know what Call of Dragons is. It's fairly popular. Anyway, it is a multiplayer real-time strategy city builder. And it is a game that I'm going to try to investigate and develop and see if I can play with any meaningful way of this type of game as casual free-to-play. Now, years ago I played a game called Gods and Glory, and most of you probably don't know what that game is. But it was basically, or it is, it's still out there from Deca Games. It is the same type of game at its core as this one is. This one is a lot more elaborate, there's a lot more content to it. But basically, it is the same exact frame, same exact core to it that Gods and Glory was. Now, I'm a bit hesitant in the casual free-to-play way of playing this game because I do not look back fondly on Gods and Glory. And for all you who play it out there, I don't mean to piss you off or anything, but I remember it's a very noxious game, and it was actually not very fun to play. At the beginning it was, but as you developed your game, it was not very fun to play. And it was definitely not free-to-play friendly or casual to play friendly. So I'm going to see if I can approach this one, Call of Dragons, to see if it's any different. But essentially, Gods and Glory did devolve down into just very noxious, hardcore PvP. And if you didn't spend money in the game, you basically got trashed and wasted, because the key to not getting destroyed by vindictive people playing the game was to shield your city constantly. And the shields cost lots of gems, which we also see here, which is the main currency that will drive this game. There's lots of other currencies and resources, but this one, I know from my time playing Gods of Glory, the gems are the thing that's going to drive the game. Now, I have not really looked at any guides or anything on this game. I'm going in pretty much blind. I'm just going to rely on my past experience, like I said, with the G&G game. And having said that, I know right away that the gems and the speed ups become very, very important. So in my initial couple of days, shield time, development time, I've been not touching any of my speed ups. I've been not touching any of my gems. I've managed to build up 3,605 gems. However, I realize that is a tiny amount to have. That's no amount at all. Because if you go into the store here, which I've built, I've developed my city so far to level 7. So if we go into the store here, I believe you can also buy these maybe in the Goblin Market as well, if I remember. So you basically have two in-game shops to spend your gems on. You have the Goblin Market here. It shows up from time to time. You spend resources on various things in there. Also allows you to convert your unused items. We'll get into that as we go along. But if we go into the store, the main store here, we'll see here under this tab that they do sell the shields for gems, and as you can see, the prices for these climb quite highly. As I said, I've been playing for a couple of days. My shield just ran out. I actually used the 8-hour shield that they give you for free. Somehow I attained that, so I put that right up to make sure that I wouldn't get attacked while I was still in the feeling out, developing stage of this. But as we can see here, already just with a 3-day shield, one of them would basically take almost all my gems. And a 30-day shield, forget about it, 45,000. Yeah, I probably won't accumulate 45,000 over months of play. So I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to see how far I can go. I have joined an alliance. Well, first of all, I'll show you which server I'm on. I am on the server 306. I am in the Zolan region, and I joined the Alliance KOTG. Hey guys, how you doing? However, it's a little bit worrisome looking what's happening here because apparently these guys here, BAZ, they look to be probably one of the more stronger alliances. And since I have joined, they have put towers, and this is the way in this game that you expand your territory, is you put these towers of influence, alliance towers. You see them right here. There's one. And this alliance has basically put in these two since I joined. I just joined actually earlier this morning. And we've had some people leaving us as well. So I'm not quite sure. I've asked in the chat what's going on. Have I jumped into an alliance where I'm where it's about to get steamrolled or something? The alliance leader left just before I joined, which was very disappointing because I specifically asked to join this alliance because I was looking through them and this seemed to be a fairly strong alliance, fairly well adjusted and appealed to me. So it'd be a shame if something were to happen that is it's not good for the alliance. So I'm still hopeful, but there's still some signs here that are distressing. Anyway, I say all that because from my experience with Gods of Glory, if you are not a whale, and I did spend money on Gods of Glory. I spent actually, I'd say an average of $30 or $40 a month. That's not a huge amount, I know. But for me, it was it was the most I'd ever spent on any kind of mobile game, and I had to do that to keep up, basically keep a very baseline and not actually get wrecked by the more whale type players, and these type of games, it's unfortunately, I think the way that they're set up is that they allow maybe the worst kind of people, psychopathic and sociopathic tendencies, to really come out, because there was quite a few of them in G&G. Basically, that game was sort of had a lot of the equivalent of, I guess, the video game equivalent of the budding serial killer who loved to torture puppies and kittens. Because you would have, people just endlessly burning cities over and over and over again, or big, very, very high level players would move their cities outside just outside the border of a smaller alliance, and that they knew that there was nobody really that could challenge them, and then just mercilessly burn people over and over and over again. So I can see that. I'm starting to get indicators of Call of Dragons as having that same kind of atmosphere, and it's not. Eventually, that caused me to leave Gods of Glory, because I just couldn't take it wasn't fun at all. It was soaking up a lot of my life at the time, way more than it should have, because you constantly had to kind of be on. If you weren't shielding all the time, if you weren't buying your shields, putting up all the time, you had to be on a lot, because if you were off, say overnight, sleeping, you can come back in the morning and your city is destroyed, because the game allows someone to just attack you relentlessly over and over and over again, wrecks your city, and then it even moves you away from the from your alliance territory. It starts to move you around, and this is the same thing that's happening in this game. This game will do that as well. If someone relentlessly burns your city, it'll destroy it to the point that it'll start moving you out of your alliance, it'll start to drift away. And then, of course, you have to you have to rebuild your city. You have to use gems. You have to relocate back again with gems. So it's not a this type of game is not a free-to-play, casual, friendly game. And I was hoping maybe it wouldn't be as toxic as Gods of Glory. However, I'm starting to get signs that maybe it is. Because as soon as I came in, I was fine, off my little area before I joined this alliance. But as soon as I joined this alliance, I gathered, I started farming, because you farm your resources around here. You have these ore mines, your standard stuff. And I tried to just go off and start farming in my own alliance area, and got attacked like over and over. Now I have been sending some heroes out to farm, say like around here, which have been a bit more successful. So but it was quite concerning that anything that was around here, what I thought was a safe area, that I was getting just attacked and driven off. Even like going to like a level 1 mind here, something that someone really wouldn't want, to bother with as a more higher level player. And also, I think they're gone now, but there was somebody around here, I think, who had parked their city on the or their town on the edge of this alliance territory, and looked to be attacking people. Not attacking the city so much, but attacking people who were on the mines. And then we had players coming in from this alliance over here, also attacking people on the mines. So again, get back to it. I'm going to give it a chance to see what happens, or basically present my small journey here in this game as casual free-to-play, as someone who's basically just going to go through blind of this game and find out how things are as it goes along, drawing on my experience from the old game. So, having said that, this is far more elaborate than the previous game I described, in that it's got sort of this extensive hero collector system in it. You go down to the hero tab, and whereas G&G Heads was very linear, you had a set number of champions that you could get, heroes they were called, if I remember correctly, and their abilities were virtually the same. They had talent trees, skill trees, that I don't think were too divergent of what they could do. The really only divergence you could make on your set number of heroes was really the gear sets and stuff put out there. Now, again, I haven't played that game since 2020, so I don't know how it's changed. Maybe it's developed like a lot more, but it was very, very linear, very, very stilted. There actually was not much content in there to do. But this one sort of follows the card collector, shard collector, champion collector of something like Watcher of Realms or Great Shadow Legends. In that, you can pick up your heroes, you can develop them here. So this is the starter hero you get an epic starter hero, Walder. And it's somewhat of a complex system. You have the levels, they level up, and then you can star them up using the star tokens that you get. You can level them up, of course, by fighting, and then you get these tactics manuals. So there's the level of power, and then of course you got your talents and your skills. So it's quite it's a bit of a complicated system. Like I said, I haven't watched anybody explaining anything about this, so I'm trying to figure it out as I go. And so I'm working towards leveling Balder up, and it goes by certain, not by level, but it goes by, not by individual level, but as you can see here, it goes by if you attain a threshold of level. So once he reaches level 20, I can then use the little fragments, little star fragments, and sink it into him to get up to a star level. And then that goes into the talents, because, not the talents, the skills, because then you can use these fragments here that you get. Again, epic, the old trifecta of yellow, purple, and blue, using fragments to upgrade the skills. And then when you get to star levels, you get to you get the bigger skills. So you get your basic skills, and then your skills are based on those star levels. Once you get to star levels, you can get into the more advanced skills. And then the talent tree, as you gain experience, you gain talent points, and you'll spend them in the tree. Your base of the tree here, unlock, and then there's there's magic, there's PvP, and there's just general skills. So player versus player, this tree here, and I've decided that Balder is going to be my main hero for dealing with the eventual PvP that you will be forced to partake in, because in this game there's games like it, and I can't say for sure, but you can't avoid it. You can't avoid the PvP. It is something that's going to be essential and hardcore to the game, because you will not be able to reach shielded all the time. Especially I won't be. because casual free play, the shield will be down a lot. There's no way I can afford to keep shield up all the time. So PvP has to be the focus basically right away if you're going to try and survive. And then for the PvE content, which does exist quite a lot in this game, there's the two skill lines there. Basically your melee and your magic distance type of. Anyway, that's what I assume. I'm just going off a couple of days of play right here. I've already opened some chests. That's where you get your heroes, your champions, whatever you want to call them. I've already gotten a couple here. This is the one I've been developing. I got him right off the bat. Again, I'm also going to go down the PvP line with him. So again, these two will be PvP. I've got the one guy that I think everybody picks up here, the rare or the elite they call him. He's my main gatherer. I also use this little champion. She's got some gathering skills. This guy's the engineer, so there's building components in this game when you're in the Alliance, building towers, building roads. He's out right now actually building. Let's just go take a look at him. So you can build roads throughout your Alliance here to help quick movement between the towers. As I said before, this is the way you expand your influence, your area of control of your Alliance. I'm not sure how. I'm not quite sure yet how effective that is, because, like I said, there were people in here just attacking and burning people off. It wasn't just me, but it was other people getting burned off the resource nodes. So, not really sure how much of an effect these zones have yet. Again, as I progress through, I'll try and talk through the rest of the Alliance and see what goes on. Anyway, so he's out here now. He's helping build this road, and you help build towers and you help build and repair things. So you have your main fortress here for your Alliance. I just upgraded my wall. Again, the systems in this are almost identical. The core systems, again, getting back to GG, because you had this exact system here, this help system, and you had the town central fortress, shielding, all that. Okay, so they do have this thing called rallying. Put Walder in there. Just let me go back here. Because they can see. Okay, so yeah, okay, so they have this event going on right now where you beat these large armies that you can summon, and then they're large. They can't be taken on by one single player, so you can focus your energies together, different Alliance members, and whoever puts up the rally, it's something you build within your city that'll allow you to call together basically Alliance armies and fight them yourself under control. So they want infantry units, Badaba, okay, Badaba, yeah, okay, but so I'm going to see if I can send. Oh, I think I missed it. Okay, so I have sent. Okay, this will be interesting. I have sent a legion. That's what they call the armies, heroes' armies. I shouldn't have been babbling so much. if I hadn't been babbling, I would have. Oh, they lost. Oh shit. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is the guy here who earlier was set up. Oh, there he is. See, he's still there. He's set up on our ghost ange. They just lost out there. He's set up on our border, and yeah, he was knocking people off the resources. I think he was just knocking them off the clock. So sorry about that. I shouldn't have babbled so much there. I did want to send you some. I want to make sure I sent what you wanted. But I guess now I'll just send it because
It usually gives me the bestial, which is the mage marksman sort of initial unit that you get. Let's go back to our city here. I'm going to show you the abbey. I guess the clerics, yeah, they're priests. So you'll go through as with all these games, you'll unlock your research, and you can upgrade, right? Like Vestals. They call them Vestals, but they're like cleric mages, I guess you could say. They call them Vestals. You can upgrade them. You can upgrade your knights. Right now, I just have workhorses. It's basically the stables, and then once you get this, you make them. You get swordmen off the off the bat. The Vestals and the swordmen are the ones you get off the bat. Then you can build I can't remember what it's called, stables. Anyway, you get your workhorses there, and then your little ballista factories, and then you upgrade them, of course. Like everything, anyone who's played these games before knows exactly what goes on here. But getting back to what I was saying is that when someone requests the rally, it'll default you, because it was always going to the Vestals, and that time it defaulted to the Swordman. So I found that out. So I'll just hit click and go whenever I get a rally, because when someone specifies what they want, it'll be what is the default that comes up. Very good. And you have the game, like all these, it's basically a gotcha game. So the game is good. Of course, it's showering you with resources. When you start off, you have all these, fairly easy to attain quests that are happening over here, and you just get more and more and more of these resources. I'm going to focus on building up the storehouse. I think that will be my next one. I need a level 8. Yeah. So it goes along with generally your Hall of Order. That's your town center. You need to build that up before you can build everything else up, of course. So I need this level 7, and then you need certain of the buildings to all be of the level that you're currently at in your Hall of Order, they call it, in order to upgrade it. Right now, before I can upgrade, I need the level 7 Alliance Center. So we just finished building, so let's do that right now. Upgrade. See, again, with the gems, you can do it instantly. These times will get much longer. I just sent the help request. The help requests help a little bit, but not that much. It's only a small percentage. And as these get to be more advanced, they'll turn into days. And then you'll have to spend, for your instance, it'll go beyond a few hundred gems up into the thousands of gems. That's why I'm saying that this is not the free to play, because this is a tiny amount of gems compared to what you would need. And of course, you have your speed ups right here. So I've been collecting these. I've only used maybe a couple of speed ups so far. I've been hoarding speed ups. You get them for various things, quests and exploring the map, and all kinds of stuff. Like I said, the game will shower you with this at the beginning. It'll all seem easy, and then these will get very hard, or at least significant ones will get very hard to attain as the game goes on. That's just my take on it. Again, I'm a bit biased from the game that I used to play, that was exactly like this game at its core, I should say. This game has a lot more built onto it. As from what I can see so far, I can see how this game is very appealing, and it is 10 times better than that old game. But it's basically the same framework that I remember. Just zoom out here. I like this, the scouting here. Now, there was scouting at the beginning of G&G as well. However, this is a much more elaborate system. They have these behemoths that apparently alliances can control. You get some benefit to that. Go back in here into the alliance. So we have these behemoths that your alliance can control. I don't think I've seen anyone in possession. I've gone around the map, and it doesn't say that
these behemoths you keep finding around is in possession of so-and-so alliance. So I'm not. Anyway, so you attack these guys with your alliance, and if you defeat them, you get to control them, and we'll see how that plays out. A little bit of help here. There's also these. I'm not going to get into everything in this game right now because there's a lot of complex systems. Something I really want to get into are the tales, tales of artifacts, and you get various benefits. As you go through, you explore around the map, and you come across these little villages, camps. The villages give you like these little storylines and stuff. Right now, here's my. I have 2 scouts out exploring around. They're actually outside of Zolan. I've had them out exploring around when I first started, and then when you get to like 90% of uncovering the map, it just automatically uncovers it for you, and all these little not resource nodes, but these little supply caches and camps that help you, with your technology, and little merchant shops and little villages with their stories. They all show up. You get them all at once, basically. See, okay. I have new mail. That probably will be. I'll show you. Supplies. See, just a little sack of supplies takes you right there, and you just get a bit of gold. That's pretty cool. This guy's exploring. We also got like little treasure maps and stuff. It's pretty cool. There are also these little areas or these wonders right here. They give you a bit of a quest whenever you find them. Still not sure what other roles they play, if the alliance around them gets any kind of benefit or whatnot. Like I said, I haven't really looked at any guides on this or anything. Feeling my way through. So you will be getting my my journey basically from scratch. So I've enjoyed it up to this point. I'm having a good time playing it. It's been really engrossing. Like I said, it seems to have a lot more elaborate, a lot more story, a lot more to do than the old game that I was used to. That's good. So the little guy said there he's finished his exploring there, so he'll stop, and then you can click on him and then send him to go where you're done. It's also interesting to have these little gates along the borders of these regions that you get through at. They have levels on them, so I think it pertains to, I think it pertains to how many places you've uncovered. I think that's it, because I couldn't get through these until I had uncovered all of Zolan. And then all of a sudden, once I had uncovered all of Zolan, I can get through the level 1 gates. Now, I still don't think I can get through the level 2 gates, but that's I'll probably have to uncover like a second. Right? Once I uncover a second region, I might be able to get through those level 2 gates. But I said it's in comparison. I've talked about the other game that I used to play, but in comparison, it is it's the superior game so far. It's far more interesting. I think it has a lot more potential to be more complex and involving. But like I said, the only thing I'm worried about now is will it devolve into the same style of game that I remember, which was not very. Once you got up into the later game, it was not very fun. So anyway, that's where I stand with this right now. My city is at level 7. I'm going to upgrade to level 8 once I get my Alliance Center done. There's way more in the game that I've talked about so far. As I go through it, I'll talk about more about what I'm doing. But like I said, now I'm mainly concerned on at this point in development just conserving resources. And if I get burned over and over again, I'll have to see if I can, still maintain some kind of level of playing without having to sink a lot of money into it. So I'll have to see if I can carry on with any kind of level of playing with being both free to play and casual. If I
can't basically play it without having to spend money on the jetpacks, shields, speed ups, upgrades, and everything, then I'll probably have to purchase something. But as for now, that's where I stand. So I'm going to be making some more ESO Raid content, but I just want to let you know that I'm going to do a little bit on this, and hopefully it'll go on for a while. It'll be interesting for you guys to watch. So that's it for now for Call of Dragons, me. So I'll say take care, goodbye guys, and as always, thanks for watching.